Live from WSLS, this is 10 News at 6, working for you.
It's been 1 year since the murder of George Floyd forever changed the course of the nation. Good evening and thanks for joining us for 10 News at 6. I'm Lindsay Ward.
I'm John Carlin. Floyd's death sparked an outcry for change that echoed in streets across America and right here at home. Tonight, we're taking a look at what's changed in a year and the work that still needs to be done. 10 News reporter Courtney Lockey talked with community leaders. She joins us now live in Lynchburg tonight. Courtney, this is a community that saw several nights of protests.
That's right, John. People protested here for several days, and we even saw a night of rioting. People I talked with today say since then we've taken some steps in the right direction, but there's still work to do. James Cam has spent nearly a decade working to unite people, but today
it was a day that opened a lot of eyes.
He remembers the moment he knew it was needed most.
It was a day that made people look at it and say, hey, are we doing everything right? Can we change some things?
Communities nationwide have felt the impact since the day George Floyd was murdered by former Minneapolis police officer Derek Chauvin.
We began to come to the table and understand the need of diversity and the need of concerns of others.
For some, the past year has brought people across racial and ethnic lines together.
It kind of gave more motivation to get active with Black Lives Matter.
For others, it led to reform and created a new generation of young activists like Brian Moss.
I believe that it has started some necessary conversations, and that's where I believe the most change will take place.
Moss was one of many who took to the streets in the Hill City, calling for change in policing and stressing a broader racial reckoning.
Just because of this being anniversary, we don't want it to fall on deaf ears. We want to never go back to the way we was and always move forward for equality and opportunities for all.
I think it's still an excellent opportunity for our country to right some wrongs if we accept that we've actually done wrong.
Floyd's death has opened the door for so many conversations, something activists say will help heal our community. Live in Lynchburg, Courtney Lockey, 10 News, working for you.
As Courtney said, the murder of George Floyd sparked major conversations about police reform. Lawmakers are set to consider a number of bills focused on the issue, but that would require agreement from both sides of the aisle. President Biden originally asked Congress to reach an agreement by today, but lawmakers say it might take some time before that happens.
We owe it to folks who suffered at the hands of police misconduct to get to a good reform bill that will be good not only for communities, but also good for police, the overwhelming majority of whom are doing a hard job and trying to do it the very best they can.
Senator Kaine tells 10 News that he would like to make provisions to the bill, publicizing police misconduct, case findings, and also limiting police officers' use of tear gas.
Another shooting in Roanoke this morning after a weekend of gun violence. Tonight, we're working for you to break down the trends that have started to emerge this year. 10 News reporter Lindsay Kennett joins us now live in Roanoke. So, Lindsay, what do the numbers tell us?
So far this year, there have been 25 instances of gun violence compared to 19 this time last year. But for families impacted by these shootings, those numbers represent brothers, fathers, and other relatives. And they say the cycle of violence needs to stop. The latest shooting happening at Hunt Manor Apartments in Northwest. Police say a man was rushed to the hospital with a gunshot wound, and no arrests have been made. This comes after two separate shootings on Williamson Road and Glen Ridge Road over the weekend. I talked with Nicole Ross, a member of the city's Gun Violence Prevention Commission. She acknowledges there are gangs and says they're trying to find ways to get in touch with the people who are committing these acts of violence to get through to them. But she says people in the community need to take responsibility too.
If you see something, say something. This silence that we're having, that's not helping anybody. If you know something, say something so we can stop it. That's the only way we can do it, and that's how the community can come together, because holding the silence doesn't help save the next life.
Ross tells me that there's going to be a community walk tomorrow night at 7 p.m. at New Life Christian Ministries on Airport Road. Reporting live in Roanoke, I'm Lindsay Kennett, 10 News, working for you.
We now know who died in this southeast Roanoke house fire earlier this month. Authorities say it was 17-year-old Keontae Lewis. He died due to smoke inhalation. As we've reported, the fire on 10th and a half Street destroyed the 2 homes and damaged a third and also left 13 people without a place to stay. Roanoke Fire EMS Chief David Hoback says they believe it started on the front porch, but the amount of damage makes it difficult to determine the cause.
We wanted to make sure that we can, isolate it down to a relatively understanding what caused the fire. At this point in time, we have no evidence that shows that the fire is suspicious in nature or intentionally set. We know where the fire started, we just don't know how it started.
In a statement, Roanoke City Schools confirmed that Lewis was a student at William Fleming High School.
Turning now to your forecast, it's another day where some of us have seen some thunderstorms. Here's a live look from our Virginia Tech Skycam in Blacksburg. You can see the sun peeking through there in those clouds. Chief Meteorologist Jeff Hanowich joins us now. So, Jeff, there are a few zones that have the potential to get wet.
There are, and I think you're looking at the New River Valley, Mountain Empire, and also the Highlands having the best chance for additional rainfall here for the next maybe 3 to 5 hours. If you're not getting wet right now, perhaps you're seeing some sunshine, and it's very warm and humid outside too. You'll notice that the Highlands have started to dry out a little bit, and then you head south and west of the Roanoke Valley. That's where we've got one cell right along the Montgomery and Floyd County line, and a little more rain out across parts of Carroll and Grayson counties. All this pushing to the northeast at a clip of around about 15 to 25 miles per hour. These showers and thunder showers will turn themselves off here after, say, 10, 11 o'clock, and then we're going to have some fog developing, and we still have a disturbance farther to the west, so looks like we're going to stay on the unsettled side here for about the next 24 hours or so. Looking ahead to the Memorial Day weekend, Saturday looks to be the wettest day. We're going to have scattered showers, a couple of thunderstorms around. Then we're going to be drier with more sunshine on Sunday and Monday, but notice temperatures staying in the 70s all holiday weekend long, okay? So the warmth that we're having outside right now goes away this weekend, and here's some more good news. The sun will set tonight at 8:30. Sunsets after 8:30 p.m. from now until July the 28th as the days just keep getting longer. John.
Well, although the nation is slowly getting over the pandemic, some people who had COVID-19 are still suffering the after effects. Tom Greenwood of Clifton Forge is suffering from what's known as long-haul COVID-19. He spent 6 weeks in the hospital and nearly died several times. He recovered enough to come home, but he's had serious complications ever since.
They were just telling us that there was a good chance he wasn't going to make it.
You're going on now 15 months of this.
Mm-hmm.
Would you say you recovered yet?
Fully, no.
After he left the hospital, he had to learn to swallow again. He suffered severe weakness and episodes where he would pass out, among other complications. Tonight on 10 News at 7, I'll take you through his difficult journey after the virus.
A history of enjoying the great outdoors.
We have one of the oldest greenways in the valley.
The newest addition, Roanoke's Greenway, that goes far beyond a place to walk.
Well, there's now a new section of the Roanoke River Greenway for you to enjoy. The second phase of the Glade Creek Greenway is now open just off Gus Nix Boulevard. Benton's mayor says the town has one of the oldest greenways in the valley, but this one has special meaning.
The Glade Creek Greenway is very important because it's going to connect several neighborhoods to the Gish's Mill project.
And as we've reported, the historic Gish's Mill site will soon be home to a restaurant, speakeasy, lodging, and more.
And we have just over a week now until the region's first Ironman, but the race still needs your help to make that happen. There are still about 50 volunteer slots open for the weekend event. They range from check-in to course pointers, lifeguards, and first aid. The more than 2,600 triathletes will be coming into town Friday and then racing on Sunday. And we have a link to sign up at WSLS.com.
After the break, I'll show you how one veterans group is on a 22-hour mission to raise awareness about brain injuries while wearing these 22-pound vests. Why that number 22 holds such an important meaning to them.
And you are looking at a live picture from our Liberty University Skycam overlooking Lynchburg. You're seeing a mix of sun and clouds right now, and temperatures are quite warm. We will let you know when we're going to turn much cooler with lower humidity coming up in your forecast.
honoring our military by raising awareness about brain injuries.
That's the 22-hour mission that one group of veterans is on. And new at 6 tonight, 10 News reporter Tim Harfman joins us live in downtown Lynchburg. Tim, this is a very personal mission for them.
That's right, and on that 22-hour mission, they're wearing these 22-pound vests, and you can actually see the group members, some of them coming behind me. They're lapping around Monument Terrace, 9th Street, and part of Jefferson Street, and that's because the number 22 has such an important meaning to them. With each step he takes, U.S. Marine Master Sergeant Troy Campbell wants veterans to know that if they're suffering from head injuries, they're not alone in their fight.
With community, we can get through anything, and it's nothing to be ashamed of.
Campbell is co-founder of Shepherd's Men, a group on a week-long 7-city journey. They're spending 22 hours at each stop, wearing 22-pound vests, representing 22 veterans who commit suicide in the United States each day. Co-founder Travis Ellis says they're raising money and awareness for veterans to receive better treatment.
Our mission is to advocate for and raise valuable dollars for a TBI PTS treatment program at a world-class brain and spinal cord injury hospital in Atlanta, Georgia called the Shepherd Center.
Campbell says they've seen success as some members of the Shepherd's Men are part of the 22-hour mission.
We're getting veterans talking to each other, trying to reduce the stigma of TBI, PTSD from this. Hey, it's a veteran is a ticking time bomb. He's you know, he or she is, you know, damaged goods.
And coming up tonight on 10 News at 11, I'll introduce you to one of the members of this group who says that treatment saved his life. To learn more about the Shepherd's Men, we'll have a link on our website, WSLS.com. Live tonight in downtown Lynchburg, Tim Harfman, 10 News, working for you.
Your local weather authority, always watching and tracking for you from the JES Weather Center.
Isolated thunder showers still around, nothing severe at this moment with all this pushing to the northeast at a clip of around about 20 to 25 miles per hour. Still dealing with a little bit of activity right along the Montgomery-Floyd County line. The activity that is pushing in from North Carolina contains some stronger storms, so we're going to have to keep an eye out for Carroll and Grayson County here over about the next 60 to 75 minutes or so. First pitch tonight, 7:05, as the Red Sox battle the Myrtle Beach Pelicans. First pitch temperature in the upper 70s, falling into the low to mid 70s by around the 8th or 9th inning. Mild and muggy for the game. And while I cannot rule out a straight thunder shower, I am cautiously optimistic that that cell that is along the Floyd and Montgomery County line will actually stay just south of Salem. But if you're going to the game, please keep your eye to the sky and have your local weather authority weather app at your hands. Now, future tracker showing that we're going to have a couple more pop-up thunder showers develop on Wednesday during the heating of the day. So from lunchtime on tomorrow, we're going to have some hit or miss thunder showers, initially starting in the mountains, then moving east by around dinner time. This front will continue to be the catalyst for some evening thunder showers on Wednesday. And then by the time Thursday rolls around, I'm thinking that although I cannot rule out a stray shower or thunder shower, most of us are dry on Thursday, but that could change as we head into Friday as this low pressure system indeed gets a little bit closer to us. And as that low pressure system gets closer to us on Friday into Saturday, our chance for rain goes back up again. So Friday and Saturday look to be the two wet days heading into the holiday weekend. So we head into Sunday and Memorial Day itself. That is when we should start to dry out and again see more sunshine. 69 right now in Hot Springs, 77 Covington and Lexington, 79 Lynchburg and Roanoke, low to mid 80s across Southside. You're warmer where you've seen more sunshine and stay dry today. Going to have something called a downsloping wind happen on Wednesday afternoon. Air goes up the mountain, then it comes down the mountain. And as air comes down the mountain, it compresses, dries, and warms up. So with that westerly wind tomorrow, temperatures are going to warm nicely to perhaps 90 to 92 degrees in some spots. The record heat watch is on tomorrow. I think the area to watch could potentially be Lynchburg, but I don't think we're going to get any records established tomorrow. We're going to get close, maybe within a degree or two, but we've got to hit 90 to 95 tomorrow. We're forecasting 84 to 91. And if you're saying to yourself, this warmth and humidity, I know it's only been here for a couple of days, we want some cooler air. Here's a reminder that exactly 7 months from today, is Christmas Day. All right, your forecast for tonight, we are looking at some evening thunder showers in the mountains. They're isolated, then patchy fog develops, overnight lows 60 to 66. And then for tomorrow, the 3 H's, hazy, hot, humid. Pop-up thunder showers develop after lunchtime. In the mountains tomorrow, you're in the 80s. Outside the mountains, you're in the 80s and low to mid-90s. 90 Thursday, 86 Friday, 70 Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Looks like, again, we're going to be dry Thursday. Rain chances ramp up a bit Friday into Saturday. Sunday, Monday, we're drier with more sunshine. Appy.
All right, Jeff, the ACC baseball tournament is underway in Charlotte. We'll get you caught up with that. And we'll look ahead to a local squad about to do battle for a national baseball championship. Sports is next. The Diamonds are about to be awash with postseason action, including in Enid, Oklahoma. 10 Sports' Brooke Leonard caught up with a local squad that's getting ready to play for a national championship.
The Patrick Henry Community College baseball team recently made history, punching their ticket to the school's first ever national championship.
I felt it was an unbelievable feeling and one of the best feelings that I've had in my lifetime.
Quite the full circle moment for head coach Cody Ellis, who played for the Patriots in 2011 and 2012 and was hired as head coach in 2019.
We took over 2 years ago. That was our #1 goal, was bringing the championship here. And not only for the guys playing here now, but for everyone that came before us who laid the foundation to what we're able to accomplish now.
But nothing comes easy, especially in a game as important as the one it took to get to this point. The Region 10 championship against Pitt Community College went to 12 innings.
It just took a lot of mental strength. I mean, it was our 7th game in 5 days, our 5th elimination game. There's a lot going on. It could have gone either way, but I mean, we all held strong and just pulled it out.
With only 10 junior colleges alive in the country, the Patriots will face Lackawanna in Oklahoma on Saturday and are sharpening their tools in Martinsville today.
Defense, I mean, our pitching's really good. And then on offense, I mean, we got some sticks that can absolutely hit the ball. So, I mean, when they both work together, I mean, I don't know a team in the nation that could beat us. So.
And the Patriots will soon put their talent to the test.
I promise you, we're not going out there just to play 2 games. We're going out there to win it, and that's going to be our #1 goal. And so regardless, it's going to be a good experience for everybody. And so even though this is the first time, this won't be the last time.
In Martinsville, I'm Brooke Leonard, 10 Sports.
All right, NBC Nightly News is coming up next.
And we'll see you back here at 7.